From the campus of California Baptist University, Charter Communications and the Riverside Press Enterprise present the 2012 Raincross Mayoral Debates. And now, current president of the Raincross Group, Wendell Tucker.
Welcome to the 2012 Raincross Mayoral Debate. My name is Wendell Tucker. I am the current president of the Raincross Group. For more than 20 years, the Raincross Group has been an advocate for open and effective city government in Riverside through the engagement with and development of local and diverse community leadership to improve our quality of life. This evening, with our partners, Charter Communications and the Press Enterprise, the Raincross Group is hosting a debate for candidates for the mayor of the city of Riverside. These debates will be available for viewing by the voters on Charter Channel 101 and will be streamed online by the Press Enterprise on pe.com. The Raincross Group is sponsoring these debates because we believe voter participation and education are crucial to the electoral process. The local economy, the state budget impacts to our city, and the community vision for Riverside require that we have city leadership to act decisively, but with discretion, fairness, and vision to improve our quality of life. The Raincross Group, Charter Communications, and the Press Enterprise hope these debates will promote further civil discussion of the issues associated with the current campaigns for mayor. We are fortunate tonight to have as our moderator Brad Pomerance. Brad is the anchor for Charter California Edition, airing on Charter Channel 101 and the California Channel. He is an award-winning reporter and correspondent for television, radio, and newspaper reporting in Southern California. Thank you, Brad, for agreeing to moderate the Raincross debate. The show is now yours.
Thank you, Wendell. My name is Brad Pomerance. I like to call myself the Wolf Blitzer of Riverside, so thank you for having me. I am the host of Charter's California Edition, which is on California Channel 177 and Charter Channel 101. Before we begin, I want to thank Del Heinz of Charter, Nels Jensen of the Press Enterprise, Wendell Tucker of Raincross, and Ken Dacus of CBU for inviting me to moderate this very exciting debate, which of course is a great opportunity to inform the public on the issues facing Riverside as the city prepares to choose its next mayor, just as we do on Charter California Edition. Now, as we all know, one of the best ways to be a good citizen is to vote, and the best way to do that is by making an informed choice. So it is my hope that this Raincross debate will help voters feel better prepared to cast their ballots and therefore increase voter participation. Now, this year's mayor's race in Riverside is an unusual one. It is the first time since 1978, almost 35 years, that the mayor's office is an open field with no incumbent. And the city is only electing its fifth mayor since that same year. Please keep in mind, this is key, the deadline to register to vote is May 21st. And I'd like to begin tonight by introducing our distinguished panel of questionnaires. First, we have from the Press Enterprise. She is the editorial page editor, Gail Hammonds. Gail directs the newspaper's opinion team and is responsible for all content in the daily and Sunday opinion sections. Next to Gail is Orlando Ramirez. He is the editor of the Spanish language newspaper La Prensa, which serves a vital role in informing Spanish-speaking residents of Riverside about important news and events. And our third panelist for this debate is Raincross Group member Aaron Phillips. Aaron is the president and CEO of Children's Fund, which works to prevent child abuse and provide crucial services and social development for at-risk children in the Inland Empire. Thank you for joining us for the Raincross debate, and I want to turn our attention to the candidates themselves. As you know, by the way, the election is held on June 5th, and in this election, a candidate must receive 50% plus one of the votes cast in order to win the election outright. If no election receives 50% plus one, the top two vote getters will compete in a runoff election, which will be held on November 6th. The candidates, which I will introduce in alphabetical order as they appear on stage today. Ed Atkinson. Mr. Atkinson runs a civil engineering firm and served 2 terms on the Riverside City Council. Mike Gardner. Nope, Rusty Bailey. Rusty is in his 2nd term on the City Council, and he teaches government at Poly High School. Next, Peter Benavides helps Blindness Support Services Incorporated. He is followed by Aurora Chavez, a retired school account clerk who volunteers for the Riverside Transit Agency and other groups. Then we have Mr. Mike Gardner. In his 2nd term on the City Council, he is retired from Southern California Edison. After Mr. Gardner is Mr. Andy Melendrez, who is also in his 2nd term on the City Council, and he runs a business serving injured workers. Finally, Devon Petrozello, who teaches at-risk youth and is a former business owner. Thank you all for agreeing to participate in the Raincross debates. We have some rules at this time. I'd like to present them to our candidates. We will begin with candidates' 1-minute introductory remarks, and we drew some names randomly. We'll get to that in a moment. Afterwards, the panelists will ask questions, and each candidate will have 1 minute to respond. Once the questions are finished, each candidate will provide a 1-minute closing statement. As the moderator, it is within my purview to invite a panelist to follow up on a question, or for myself to ask a question to focus their answer more closely on the question being asked. If I feel a candidate is avoiding a question, I reserve the right to ask the candidate to be more specific and more to the point with the question. Of course, we respectfully ask our audience to refrain from applause. Frankly, excessive applause only takes away from the time available to the candidates for answering questions. We have drawn in random order who will be offering opening statements, and I will read that order so the candidates can be prepared. The closing statements will be given in reverse order. The order of the opening statements will begin with Rusty Bailey. We will proceed with Aurora Chavez, moving to Ed Atkinson, then Devon Petrozello. Then we move to Peter Benavides, then to Andy Melendrez, and finally with Mike Gardner. In closing, we will go in the reverse order. Mr. Rusty Bailey, your opening statement, please.
Thanks so much for having me here tonight. Sponsors, all of you, thank you for hosting. And thanks for all of you being out there in your seats, and those of you watching on TV. I am Rusty Bailey, a high school government teacher, twice elected councilman representing Ward 3, a father to 2 lovely daughters, Elizabeth and Julia, and a husband to an amazing wife, Judy. I call her the MVP of Team Bailey. I'm a native Riversider. I graduated from Poly High School, then from West Point. I served in the Army as a helicopter pilot, platoon leader, and company executive officer. I returned to Riverside and worked for the County Board of Supervisors while obtaining a master's degree in public policy from UCLA. I earned a Presidential Management Fellowship in Washington, D.C., and served in the executive office of the President. I'm looking for a place to raise a family. There is no better city than Riverside. So Judy and I moved home to continue our public service here. I love Riverside, and I'm committed to its long-term future. I will focus on maintaining and creating jobs for our residents, enriching education for our students, and improving the quality of life for all our neighborhoods in Riverside. We will continue the Renaissance spirit in Riverside.
Thank you. We move on with Aurora Chavez.
Hello, it's nice seeing everybody here this evening. I've had 22 years experience in accounting at Alfred Unified School District, so I know accounting practices. I've volunteered at different organizations, RTA, Janigoski Center, and different age groups. I don't have a business, so I don't have a conflict of business. I don't have little ones, little children to worry about. I love people. I like to meet them, get their ideas. I want to involve people in their government. Bad business practice would be spending a lot of money that you don't have. I don't want to do that. I want us to have good financial sound practices back in our government. So that's all I have to say. So thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Ed Atkinson.
The city of Riverside has been good to me and my family. I want to give back to the city. That's why I want to run for mayor. My top 3 priorities is to bring jobs to the area, to make City Hall fiscally responsible, and to make sure City Hall is transparent. What separates me from the rest of the candidates, I've owned and operated my business for 29 years. I know what it's like to make a payroll. I know what it's like to set a budget. In addition, as a land development consultant, I've had the opportunity to work with new and expanding businesses to go through the permit process in the city of Riverside as well as other cities throughout the county. So I know what process works and what doesn't. In addition to that, I've had to work with a lot of elected officials through the entire entitlement process throughout the county. And when you're working on regional issues, you're going to have to collaborate with those officials, and I've already got a head start with a relationship with them. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Devon Petrozello.
I'm running for mayor of Riverside because I care about this community. I raised my 3 children here, and I've been an active volunteer for over 27 years. I became concerned when I found out about our former city manager, Brad Hudson's discretionary spending, $200 million. I took it upon myself to do the research and find out the true financial position of our city for the past 2 years. I learned that our city is in a financial crisis. Your current and former city council members did not protect you. They created this financial mess through the redevelopment agency. In May of 2011, I went to city council to advise them that the loans they were creating were unenforceable. They chose to do nothing. And now they should be held accountable. The state of California agreed with me. It's time to tell the truth. The residents in this community deserve it. The city cannot reach its full potential until the truth is told. Riverside needs a new mayor who knows how to tell the truth and who knows how to read the financial documents. Thank you.
Thank you. Peter Benavides.
This race is all about leadership, folks. Ever since I graduated from UCR, I've built a private nonprofit corporation. I've created jobs. I've been involved with the creation of affordable housing. I've developed, organized, and orchestrated programs for children 0 to 5, older adults 55 and over, the truly needy, and people with disabilities. I want you to do me a favor tonight as you listen to us, what we say and how we say it, and keep an open mind. In closing, in my closing statement, I have something for you that I want to share. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Andy Melendrez.
Thank you so much. It's great to see so many individuals here interested in local government. I've been self-employed this June, a period of 30 years. I've seen the ups and downs of our economy and have seen my way through that economy. This time more than ever, the city of Riverside needs a strong leader who understands economic development. I was born and raised here. My parents were born and raised here in 1924 and 1926. My grandmother settled here in 1910. But my family originated in Southern California in the late 1800s. We know that we have seen many, many changes here in our community, and we understand the importance of moving this city ahead, understanding good fiscal responsibilities, good fiscal stabilized oh my goodness, how can I forget that word? Good, stable fiscal responsibilities, but most importantly, understanding the diverse culture that has entered and encompassed itself here in the city of Riverside.
Thank you, Andy. Mike Gardner, please.
Good evening, and thank you to all the organizations that made this important forum possible. I am Mike Gardner. I'm currently the Ward 1 Council member, and I'm serving my second term in that capacity. I'm running for mayor because I'm concerned about Riverside's future. We're at a crossroads in our city's history. We've worked hard to gain a position above that of a typical city of 300,000 people. We have a new city manager. Soon we'll have a new mayor, and we've lost redevelopment, one of our most used economic development tools. If we do everything right, we're poised to leap into the future. If we don't, we run a real risk of sliding backward and becoming just an average mid-sized city. I want better than that. I have the right balance of experience, proven leadership ability, consensus building skills, and vision to lead Riverside to the future we all want. I ask that you watch and listen to the 7 of us tonight, and that you decide who's best suited to lead our city in the coming years. I think the choice is clear. Thank you.
Thank you.